Look, when you step to the starting line, you got to know that you already did it. That this is just, you're going through the motions, and once you get to the starting line, that everything's already been taken care of, and you got to have that confidence that it's already done, you know?
The views and opinions expressed by the participants on this show are not necessarily those of Stewart Information Services Corporation, Stewart Title, or Stewart Insurance. Before you make any investment, you should seek the advice of your investment advisor or attorney.
Whether you're a real estate broker, realtor, homeowner, buyer, or seller, everything matters when it comes to real estate. This is Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title. Stewart Title's Bill Knapik and guests open the door to what really matters in owning, buying, and selling real estate. And now, Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title, brought to you by Stewart Insurance. Here to inform, entertain, and inspire, Bill Knapik.
Welcome to the show. It is Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title, and it is show number 501. Thank you for joining us today on this awesome Thanksgiving weekend. Many of you are in your car, so we have prepared a very special show. If you're driving around, if you're not, it's still a very special show. So thanks again for joining us. As always, you can go to stewart.com/radio. That's stewart.com/radio, where you could see and hear all the shows, especially this one at stewart.com/radio. Let's begin, as we have special guests all the way around. First, we will start with Chad Hedrick. His company is called Gold to Sold Group. Very unique accomplishments. He is an Olympian. He has won the gold medal, the silver medal. He also the bronze medal in 2006 in Turin, Italy. Gold medal winner. He named his company Gold to Sold. He's been on the show. It's been a while. Chad, welcome back to the show.
Thank you so much for having me here today. Excited to chat with you guys.
Well, it's exciting to hear about real estate and so many other things. But first of all, let's tell people the company is called Gold to Sold Group.
Yeah, came home after the Olympics and really floundered around with different businesses. I was in the oil and gas business for a while and really had an identity crisis. And people ask, how'd you find real estate? And I say, I didn't find real estate found me. And so shortly after that, figured out how I was going to brand myself using my past. And my wife quickly said, Gold to Sold, and it stuck with us. And so we've just been trying to implement a lot of the things that I did as an athlete to be able to build a significant business here in the real estate space here in North Houston.
Well, certainly in terms of accomplishments in real estate, we all, if we're realtors or in the real estate profession, we all want to achieve. We want to win. We want to sell more, exceed expectations with our clients. But give us an idea, first of all, of the mindset from any athlete when you're competing and competing in such a way in a big contest like, oh yeah, the Olympics. Give us an idea of the mindset that you used back those years ago, and then how you use that here today in business.
Well, my whole mindset is every day try to wake up and win, whether it's winning for my family, winning with my faith, winning for my clients, and now winning for my team members and being able to provide opportunity for them. If you go and you do the things that other people aren't willing to do to succeed, it will quickly become evident that you're good at what you do. And I tell my team every day, you can do the dirty work that'll differentiate you from everybody, and everybody will be able to see it really quickly. And that's what I do. That's what we do. And I try to instill that in the people around me. And I'd like to say it's working. We've grown from just a small little company now to 14 team members, and just building an incredible culture as well. So excited for what sports taught me and how I've been able to kind of how that's translated into the real world.
Well, in terms of one of the things I was thinking about, in terms of the big event, like say the night before you're going to skate, right? Yeah. Let's go back to that, and let's tell people also, describe to them the gold medal that you won. What exactly was it for? It was for men's speed skating, but...
Yeah, so I grew up here in North Houston. My dad owned the roller rink in spring. I skated 6 to 8 hours every day from the time I was 17 months old And really, they were operating their own business. They didn't have a lot of money to be able to get a full-time nanny or babysitter for me. So naturally, I just stayed there skating all day, playing video games, eating junk food. And I grew a knack for skating, and it was just second nature for me to go skate. And I realized from a really young age that I was given a God-given talent, and I just never let my foot off the throttle. And, you know, all the way from starting at 17 months old to retiring at 32 years old, representing our country in the Olympics, never thought one day was work. And I think when you want to compete and you're there every day to try to be the best that you can, is it that I have a passion for real estate? Probably not entirely. I have a passion for winning. And I'm in real estate, and we're starting to win, and it's really exciting. With that being said, I've skated around the equator 3 times in my life. The discipline that was involved to be able to do that and to become the best in the world at what you do, it's very easy in the modern world to look significantly different than other people. So although at times that fire has diminished a little bit, at the same time, I've realized those times where I have to rope it back in and realize what my significant advantage is in what I do and who I am.
Well, your group, From Gold to Sold, let's tell people geographically the area that you're covering most.
We cover Inner Loop all the way to New Waverly. So I've got team members in the Heights. I've got team members all around North Houston, and we're, bringing on new agents weekly right now, and we finally are in a place where people see what we're doing and they understand our value proposition, and they see our culture, and it's been a lot of fun. And I've gained a lot of great friends through my business, and been able to help a lot of families, and that's a part of the business that really snuck up on me. Like we get into businesses and we start businesses thinking that we're going to provide for our own family. But at the end of the day, there's a much bigger opportunity, and it becomes way more fulfilling once you get to a point where you can affect other lives, and that's where I am.
We're talking with Chad Hedrick. And Chad, let's tell people, they always want to know, they probably ask you as you walk around, how's the market right now? Here we are at the end of the year, the holiday season. I think it's a great time to buy, by the way, but we're in the holiday season, closing out the year, looking at 2024. How's the market right now?
Oh, the market is a lot better than everybody reads every day. My investors, I encourage them, now is the time. It's an opportunity of a lifetime right now, especially with new construction and the incentives that are given right now. And then on the seller side, I really believe that there are people that have to buy. There are people that are relocating. This is an incredible economy. So if you're in a good part of the town, there's still people that are highly encouraged to come here, maybe with a new job, or maybe they're looking to, maybe they believe that now is the right time to buy. So as a seller, I'm trying to eliminate competition, because I truly believe here in April, the minute that rates get back in the 6s again, potentially, that we've got 15 to 20 million people in the country that are about to flood the market. And guess what? It's not going to be pretty when it comes to property taxes, and we are going to see some significant price increases, I believe. And that's what I'm going to the grave with, but I may be wrong. Nobody can predict the future. But right now is the time to sell and beat everybody to the market and really think about refinancing later. I mean, it's a moment where you can get into the market with little to no competition.
That's right. And I think what you're saying, too, we're going to see right now the demand is being pent up. And there's going to be, I don't know, if you're right and I'm right on this, there's going to be an unleashing. Put your seatbelts on, because maybe it is April, maybe it's May. Who knows? It might even be sooner. But there's a lot of factors and dynamics that are moving around now and in the beginning of next year. So it's going to be exciting.
They keep talking about the market flattening out, but nationwide still we're up 3-4% across the nation for property values. So while we're reading all this stuff and people are getting gun shy, it's really the opportunity of a lifetime.
How often are you running into cash buyers out there?
What we've realized is the 400,000 and below market's been healthy. The 400 to 800's been kind of the challenge, and then the luxury buyers. You've got people with cash. So the lower end still healthy in my opinion, and then the luxury market. But that middle tier, if you will, has been really affected from what we've seen in our business.
And I remember when you first came on the show about, is it 7 years we were thinking? And
Yeah.
that's when you pretty much first started real estate. What were the challenges that you expected when you started?
Yeah.
And did they become a reality? Or what were some challenges that you're like, oh my goodness, I didn't see this coming?
Yeah.
What was your impression as it unfolded to be where you are today?
Well, in our industry, all the agents always have this grass is greener mentality. There's always a place where you can get, a better split here or a little more value there or whatever. But ultimately, what you invest in yourself is what's going to help you accomplish your goals. But if I can look back, like at the beginning, I went through everything that other agents go through when they start. Like, you just feel like it's always a game of comparison. You're like looking at other people, wondering what they're doing and wanting their accomplishments. And then, even going and wondering like, what should I be doing? It feels like there's like a lot of dead time. Like you want to work hard and you're willing to work hard, but you don't know what to do to work hard. And I think I see that with a lot of agents still today. Even, almost 8 years in the business. I'm not claiming to know it all at this point, but I see these newer agents coming in, and I think everybody experiences like, you just don't know what to do. You don't know how to work hard, even if you're willing to do so. And that's why taking a coach and having people that have gone through the wars before, that have scars, that are willing to share that with you, it's been a major way for me to catapult my business in the last 2 years. So,
tell us whether it's real estate or anything else. I think people out there in whatever profession, they have something. Let's say it's in real estate, it might be a big $10 million listing presentation I'm going into tomorrow. I might be speaking in front of 25,000 or 5. What happens the night before, like before you won that gold medal? I mean, did you sleep that night? I don't think I'd have been able to sleep knowing I was going into such a competition. But what's the mental prep that you did the night before you achieved this?
Look, when you step to the starting line, you got to know that you already did it. That this is just, you're going through the motions once you get to the starting line, that everything's already been taken care of, and you got to have that confidence that it's already done, And so it's really funny, but I remember my first listing presentation and my first closing for a $500,000 home. And we came to an agreement on my first deal, and I was laying in bed with my wife when the contract got executed. And there was as much joy and excitement getting that deal as there was winning a gold medal, believe it or not. I just love to win. And it's crazy. Like, I pumped my fist that night when we were going to bed. Like, it was $15,000 in commission in comparison to a gold medal. They're all the same because you just want to win.
There you go. On that note, Chad Hedrick, let's tell people how they can reach you.
Yeah, you can reach me on Instagram at goldtosold Chad. And you can also go to my website, goldtosold.com, goldtosold.com. And you can call me directly at 281-832-1033. 281-832-1033.
Thank you, Chad, for being with us.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Let's welcome Joni Caskey. The company is called Caskey Realty. Joni, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Bill. Thanks for having me.
Well, it's good to see you. Let's tell people, first of all, the company is called Caskey Realty. Let's tell people about your company.
I have a small brokerage located in Fort Bend County. of Caskey Realty. Of course, the logo has a key in it. I developed it 9 years ago. I'd been with other real estate brokerages, residential brokerages, but I had branched out and started doing some commercial work. So I decided to create a residential commercial brokerage over in the area.
So you are actual broker in real estate. Give people an idea as far as, first of all, I think there's a lot of rigors that are real just to get a real estate license, right? To begin with, that's a big thing. But what motivated you to say, well, I'm a realtor now, but I want to go ahead and get my broker's license? What was the inspiration for that?
Well, I had a plan before I ever went into real estate that I was quickly getting a broker's license. I was from a family of 4 brokers, and so I grew up in the business. And
It almost sounds like a mandate. There's Joni,
Yeah.
you're going to be a broker.
I came from the legal field. I was previously in the legal field, and my dad was a lawyer, and the rest of my siblings were real estate brokers. And so I'd watched them and had a model for what I wanted to create before I ever went into the business. So I was in the business for 2 years, and as soon as I could get my broker's license, the immediate month after my 2-year mark, I actually was ready to take the test, and became a broker early on.
Well, that's kind of interesting because I know a lot of real estate realtors, they'll wait a while and think about it and watch and look, and then next thing you know. But I think it's interesting that you had a plan inspired by family perhaps, but you had a plan and then went forth with your vision. So are you happy that you're now in the broker part of the profession?
Yes, I am.
What is it that's satisfying about being a broker? I'm curious.
Well, I like to be in control of my business. I have I tend to be very creative, and I have a creative way of doing business and a model that I created that I wanted to implement. There wasn't anyone else that had it. And so I went into the business and have created and changed the model over the past 9 years as the market changed and as I changed. And
So it sounds like your company has some certain distinctions that are part of this inspiration.
we do commercial and residential, which is a little bit different. We also are known for doing some of the most difficult, challenging deals, and some that other agents have tried and not been successful with. They've ended up in my lap at times, and I've brought them to the closing table. I do just about any kind of real estate transactions, and if I don't know how to do it, I figure it out. And that's one of the things I love about real estate. It's constant changing.
Each
evolving.
transaction's different,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
That's interesting. Of all the people we've had on the show, I can't remember someone saying that when someone else can't complete the deal, you're the person that comes in and says, okay, well, I figured out how to do that, and we can make this thing happen.
Yeah. I get called. I've done quite a few divorce estates. I just closed someone in prison.
Wait
Some
a
of
minute.
the largest.
Okay. Now, without mentioning names, that's a new one for us. How does that work? A person, we don't want to know male or female, of course, names, but someone's in prison. Was this person selling their home because they're in prison?
They
or
inherited it, so it was an
they're
estate.
already in prison?
It was an estate where the only heir was in prison. And so I had to figure out a way to get all the affidavits in place and to get a closing done when we couldn't even contact my client.
Your client was the person in prison?
Yes.
So how does that work? Did you go to the prison?
No. We ended up getting a power of attorney.
And was the person cooperative?
Yeah.
So this person, and I don't know the scenario, but I'm guessing, so the person's in prison, all of a sudden they're notified that they're inheriting a property.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah. It's interesting. You know, in the commercial world, it's the same thing. I've done very unique transactions
That sounds like fun.
that, get involved.
Not to
So-
have a joke here, but key, the key. If you're in prison, if I'm in prison, I want a key to get out. Just saying. Okay. It's a bad joke, but I had to say it for nothing else to see Kevin smile for the first time. That's Kevin Davidson, by the way, right?
Right.
So you communicate with the person in prison, and they were okay,
and we got it sold. Good. And we got the money to them. So it was just, there are a lot of challenges, and when people present me with their problems, which are their needs, whatever it may be, I try to work through things to create a solution and to get it done. And I'm closing the deal at the end is very important to me, and it's
sounds like fun. Be sure everybody to look out for Joni's book, Unique Real Estate Transactions. It's gonna be coming out, right? I'll be your co-author. You know,
yes,
I'm creative too, Joni.
Yeah.
So, but it's interesting how the so people in these many years, you're in real estate now. How many years?
14 years.
So in 14 years, you obviously created a reputation for people to say, hey, certain things, if you're not already working with someone via referral or whatever else, you have the reputation you're a go-to for these certain things that may be difficult.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Because I've heard a friend of mine, his wife is in real estate, and I don't know the details of the transaction, but I thought it was funny because I hear this every now and then, a realtor complaining. They're like, they had a listing with someone that was very difficult, and they couldn't, this was wrong, that was wrong, and the realtor said, I can't do it anymore. Mm-hmm. And then, right? So you're probably more familiar with that scenario than others.
Yeah, I'm very easy to work with, but I work through some of the most complicated, difficult deals in a calm way. Yeah, I figure it out and I get it done.
And I'm guessing, is that because of your ability, even your legal background, to be able to work with details in such a way?
I don't know. It just comes natural that I'm able to work through things calmly, and
well, I need that. I need that skill, Joni. I'm gonna have to check with you later for some of the tips on that, because that's a real skill. Mm-hmm. So here we are, closing out 2023. 24, what's your outlook right now as far as closing out the year? Is it going to be a big year for you? And then how you're looking at 24 with this calm, cool, collected, troubleshooting demeanor?
Well, it's definitely the time for buyers to be out there grabbing homes. I know the interest rates are high, but from those of us that have been in the business for a long time, see it as a good buying opportunity. The buyers are out there waiting. A lot of them haven't pulled the plug yet, and they're just, next year is going to be a busy year for us. I think that we're really going to go into a strong market. Right. Maybe not the first quarter, but from the second quarter on, it's going to be a lot of catch up. Those that haven't been buying and selling over the past year are going to be out there.
We're talking with Joni Caskey. The company is Caskey Realty. So, Joni, what are some of the other things that we need to know about what's going on? You're mostly in Fort Bend. Is that where most of the transactions are?
Oh, no. I'm all over the HAR area.
But that's where you're based, right?
I'm based out of Fort Bend, but, sometimes I'll do beachfront homes. And tomorrow I close one out in Humble. It's just I'm all over the place. But I am based out of Fort Bend and have lived there, grew up in South Texas and have lived in Fort Bend for over 20 years.
Let's say someone came to you with all your experience, especially as a broker, or someone that just got their real estate license, a young person, old, whatever age, they come to you and they say, hey, Joni, man, I'm thinking about, I want to be a real estate, or before they get their license, let's say, and they're thinking about it. What do you tell them? They say, hey, Joni, I want to be a realtor. What do you think? What advice can you give me? What are some of the things you tell someone that wants to begin that journey at this point in time, no less?
Well, the interesting thing about you asking me that is I've been through this with my girls. I have 3 girls, and 2 of them have recently got real estate licenses. 3
brokers coming up, I'm guessing.
I'm working on the 3rd one. But what I do tell them is I love the business. Learn the business. There's so many opportunities, and it doesn't matter how the market is. There is always an opportunity for us in the market. Not only is it a great way to be able to get out and find a good home and develop that for your family, but it's great investment opportunities out there, and that the I consider that real estate the best place to make money. It's the best financial investment you can make.
One quick word before we close the segment. You mentioned commercial. Give us a quick feel for the commercial market. How is that right now compared to residential in the areas that you're traveling?
Well, it's still moving. And so when, the buyers weren't out there like they were during COVID, there is always commercial deals out there. There's a lot of space available, but to be on the tenant side of it or to be on the purchase side of it for the buyers, same thing. We're going in and the business people are looking for their future locations. So at the same time I'm doing residential, there's always some commercial deals going on in the back end.
And I'm guessing you're always thinking about the next opportunity. Joni Caskey Realty. Joni, how can people reach you?
www.caskeyrealty.com. My telephone number is 281-636-1972. It's Caskey Realty, Caskey Realty.
The number again is?
281-636-1972.
Joni, thanks for being with us.
Thank you for having me, Bill.
Let's welcome Scott Culberson. He is with CB&A Realtors. Scott, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. It's good to be here.
Here we are, Scott. Let's tell people, CB&A Realtors. Let's tell them about your company.
Okay, well, I'm a broker associate with CB&A Realtors. We are a everything you need full-service real estate company located primarily in the Houston area. We do have a location in Austin, but we have 5 branches here in Houston. I am an independent agent for CB&A Realtors, and what that means is I can independently help you with your buying, selling, or all of your real estate needs. But also, in addition to that, I help the real estate agents be as good as they can be because I'm a real estate instructor. So I have authored 8 real estate classes and have also teach other real estate classes for real estate agents to help them get their licensing whenever they relicense, because every 2 years they've got to license up, and it's a state mandate. So any agent that you may have gone out with before may have been taught in one of my classes. In addition to that, and I see you got it right next to you, I wrote a book a couple of years back called Jack and Jill Go Up the Homeownership Hill, and it is a buyer's checklist. Now, let's be clear. This is not a Bible. This is not a catch-all or an encyclopedia. This is a checklist for a buyer to get from, I want to buy a home, to thank you for my keys. And so it's a little something that I have always wanted to write a book. It was on my bucket list, so I guess I'm done now, but hopefully not.
No, you could write another book.
I'm working on the sequel. But in
Jack
doing
and Jill
that,
have children, and they go up the hill.
and they have to have a bigger place, and they have to sell. So there's always something going on in real estate, and there's always a need or a reason to move to a new area, a new place. So that was part of my ultimate thought process in helping people to live life to the fullest, which has been my real estate slogan for the 16 years that I've been in business, because I wanted to help people with real estate, whether I'm helping individuals or real estate agents. It's all about helping as many people as I can.
No, you're reading my mind. I was going to ask how many years, and in the 16 years you're in real estate, certainly so many changes have emerged and evolved. Give people an idea. As you're sitting right here, you probably have a little bit of a visionary aspect to your personality and to your insight and knowledge. But as we sit here, and we all wonder what's going to happen, I know realtors wonder, people in the mortgage, but just out of curiosity, what do you see going forth, not necessarily in business, but the real estate professional? How do you see the role of the realtor evolve, say, in 24 and even beyond? Because there's so much talk now about all these different things.
I think ultimately you need and want to have somebody with you on your side, in your corner. You want to have your Rocky Balboa moment where you've got him in the corner, and you know that Paulie's going to be there to scrub you down, and you've got who was the other character? What was his name? I can't remember his name.
I remember Talia Shire, who played Rocky's girlfriend, and I forget her name, by the way.
Yo, Adrian.
Adrian, that's it.
Come on now.
There you go.
So you're going to have somebody in your corner all the way through the process.
That's right.
Now, other states are different than Texas, and I truly believe that we've done a better job as a whole in helping the public, because at the end of the day, the real estate agent's job, whether you're a real estate agent or a broker, and in Texas there are two types of people that can help you in real estate, and it's a real estate agent and a broker, and their job, number one, is to protect the public. And in protecting them, we're helping them to understand the pitfall they're fixing to step into. We're helping them to understand what they're fixing to buy, how they're fixing to sell, and things like that. So that's a key component to being a real estate agent in Texas, and always will be, and the public needs that. They need us to be there for them.
I think you're right. And as far as we think about, again, looking in the future from a business standpoint now and a market condition standpoint, what are you seeing going to unfold that you think might unfold in 2024?
I think 2024 will continue to be a good year. I think every year is better than last year, and I think that should be the mindset of anybody that's buying or selling, that this is, see what you want, understand what you want, go get what you want, that whole mentality. And the same is true with real estate. I think we're going to have a good year next year. It's all going to be good going forward, but it's all about helping your client get what they want. And sometimes they don't know right off the bat. Sometimes they're not quite there yet. And that's okay. It may not be your time. I've worked with a client. We worked for over 12 months because they knew they wanted, but they weren't there yet. They didn't specifically know what they want. And what they needed was time to understand the market, to read my book. Even though it's only 45 pages, they needed to understand the bits and pieces that are in there that take you to being a homeowner. You do have to have in order to get. And so you have to have a job, some type of income. There's things you have to do. You can't just wake up one morning and say, well, I'm going to buy a house today. Well, the process is a little longer than today.
Exactly. So as far when you began, what was the inspiration to even start in real estate? Of all the many things you could do.
How much time do we have? Seriously.
In 1 minute. No,
okay.
2 minutes. You got 2 minutes.
Break it down for me, Scott. Okay, so here's what happened. I was in a situation where we had closed a business, and it was time to look for the next career. I had been in retail for 20 some odd years. I had helped build some companies up. I had helped close some companies because they were bought out. And it was time to look for another. And I sat down with a friend of mine, and we were talking about opportunities. And she said, you know what? You work well with people. I think you might want to look at real estate, because at the end of the day, it is a people business. And working with people, understanding people, engaging with people. Of the 300 some odd clients that I've helped over the years, not including the ones that didn't buy stuff, that didn't finish the circle, there are people that you help along the way. I keep in touch. It's all about communication, engagement, and it ends up being wow, your children are grown, and now I'm helping them buy houses because mom and dad says, well, you don't need to go look for a real estate agent. You already know one. It's your good buddy Scott, your Uncle Scott. And I've actually been called that. And it's cute and endearing, and I take that as a badge of honor that they think of highly of me enough to include me in their extended family, if you will.
Yeah, it's always awesome when you're getting referrals and your business is moving along on referrals, but you're also want to find new people all the way along as well, right?
Exactly. I'm open for new customers, and I'm open for new opportunities, and working with people is what I do, and being able to do that in a way that is all about them.
Well, also, you're a very creative person. One of the things, you have a third business. So we say Scott has 3 businesses, a realtor. You're also teaching CE classes, but yet there's a third, Scott.
There is a third,
Should
and
we tell people?
This is my trifecta here. This is probably the hold on to your hats. So I've created a company for real estate agents. It's a service for real estate agents. Again, remember at the very beginning, I want to help as many people as I can, and sometimes like our friends in Fort Bend County, that's not really an area I service, but there's other ways I can help service that area, and it's through a little device I like to call Voice Guided Home. Now, what this is, it is a service to help listing agents help the buyers to engage with the home and find that it is the home for them. So this is internal marketing within the home. We provide everything needed in order to do this. You would contact your listing agent, said, I heard about Voice Guided Home, and then you would they would contact us, and we would explain what we do. You could also check it out on our YouTube channel at Voice Guided Home, and we've got a commercial there. And what we do is we script it for the home, so each script is individual. We're not taking what you see on the multiple listing service and just regurgitating it. We're engaging you in the home by having the home basically talk to you. And we provide all the speakers and motion detectors, microphones, everything needed for that, as well as a script that you would be really amazed at. Would you like to hear a sample?
We're going to hear a sample, and I think the key word there that you said is it's an engagement tool, because this information is available, and or someone's imagination can take hold and figure it out. But yet the key is, in this day and time, 2023, it is an engagement tool. Yes, we'd love to hear a sample.
Okay, so.
Welcome to the pool zone. Imagine, if you will, you have just been handed a cold beverage through the sliding window. Now you walk along the cool decking, which is a treat for your feet, around the 30,000-gallon 42 by 20 pool.
Now that's just a small sample, really small as a matter of fact, but we don't, in this instance, we do point out the obvious, but we give you a little more content. We give you the length of the pool, which is an oversized pool, if you know anything about pools. Also the amount of gallons in the pool. But also we gave you the engagement of the sliding glass window that goes from the kitchen out onto the patio. And we're talking about the cool decking of the floor, which you can see the floor, but you don't know it's cool decking unless you rifled through the multiple listing service and read all those thousands of words that are there. So while you're at the home, you're engaged with it, and also you can see, obviously, you can see the stainless steel stove in the kitchen. You don't need to be told about that.
Very nice. So a lot more to talk about there. However, we will guide people to go to
Voice Guided Home on YouTube, Voice Guided Home. You can also go to our website, www.voiceguidedhome.com. You can also give us a call for any of these three services. Scott Culberson at CB&A Realtors, still an active real estate agent here in the Houston area. If you're looking for a class, Living the Real Estate Life, you can also reach us there at livingtherealestatelife.com. And you can call me, 281-467-4691. 281-467-4691.
Thanks for being with us, Scott.
It's been fun, and we look forward to helping you two live life to the fullest.
Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title would not be possible without our partner, Stewart Insurance. With a focus in insurance and a special focus on real estate brokers, Stewart Insurance creates insurance plans to address the risks facing our industry today. They invest a significant amount of time helping real estate broker owners offset and manage their risks. Here he is, John Bramlett with Stewart Insurance. John, welcome.
Well, hello, Bill, and belated happy Thanksgiving.
Yes, what a great Thanksgiving weekend, a little bit cooler, and so much to be thankful for.
Absolutely. No, it's we're a blessing to be able to serve our clients, and it's a blessing to be able to be part of the Stewart family, and it's a blessing to be able to have Real Estate Matters on KPRC.
Indeed, and as we anticipate closing out the year, it's always exciting to think about what's ahead. So, yeah, a great time of year and a great time for insurance.
Well, it is, and I wanted to take a few minutes today and just remind our listeners, both regulars and new, of the three different ways that Stewart Insurance can be a support to you and your businesses. You know, the first being your insurance partner, making sure that you are properly insured. So if you're an individual or your family, you know, we can help you with your home insurance, your auto, property or vacation property, a motor, watercraft. If you need flood or wind coverage as well, we can help with all of those. And being an independent insurance agency, we have access to a variety of insurance companies. So we're able to find the right insurance partner that best meets your insurance. And then from a business perspective, we can support real estate brokers, independent title and attorney agents, property management firms, lenders, and investors with their commercial business insurance. So errors and omissions and cyber liability, general liability, commercial property, business owners policies, workers' compensation, a variety of employment practices liability, commercial auto, surety bonds, a variety of business insurance needs to make sure that whether you're an individual or a business, that you truly are properly insured, that you're comfortable with the coverage that you have and comfortable with the risk that you're taking on versus the risk you're offsetting to an insurance company.
Yes, and so many components to insurance, but it's also interesting as I hear your presentation each week, it makes me think about all those components. And at Stewart Insurance, I'm not at your office, but every once in a while, you all must be very busy handling accounts, working with all the different facets. It's got to be very exciting over there.
Well, it really is. I mean, we're fortunate to have the opportunity to work with our clients and prospective clients to make sure that they are properly insured. And, that is our passion. We want to be the insurance resource for real estate. So every day, every member of the team is striving to do that, to make sure that whether a client has the most robust insurance plan or multiple plans or very conservative, that whatever they have from a coverage perspective is what makes sense for them at that point in their personal or business life.
Indeed, almost like Santa's insurance workshop. And I'm picturing Tom Carpentier with the Santa beard and all that. I don't know why, but just now thought of it.
Well, we've got to get all the policies and plans built so he can put them in his bag and hop the sleigh and head out and drop them off to all the good little boys and girls.
That's indeed, and I'm sure he's listening and getting a chuckle, hopefully. The other thing I'm thinking about, again, we're closing the year, having a nice big close starting 2024, and as many people that tune in later on to the show or get familiar with the insurance segment, especially, they hear the term being properly insured, and as I see other insurance entities in the media, I don't hear that term except with Stewart Insurance, but I think this could be the year 2024 of being properly insured. If I'm going to go forth and just say that right now, let it be the year of being properly insured 2024.
Well, I appreciate the proclamation, and I hope that our listeners take advantage of that opportunity, because it really is going to be an interesting year. And as an individual, we're all seeing an increase in premiums. So understanding why those increases are taking place, understanding what are some of the options that we have to minimize those premium increases, or in some cases maybe reduce them, understanding what are the different considerations based upon that. It's important to have those kind of conversations with an insurance advisor that's willing to take the time and invest the time in you to make sure that you understand what those changes are. And we're facing the same thing on a commercial side, where our clients, their business operations may be changing because of the way the marketplace is. They may have to pivot regarding staffing or the services that they provide. They may be minimizing those or expanding them to generate additional revenue. So being able to have those conversations and understand how your business has changed, we can then work with you to make sure that you're properly insured.
Well, and it's a good thing, because I've said it before, with insurance, it's dollars and cents. The rates are rising. Of course, we talk about interest rates rising. So it's very important now more than ever for all of us, whether we're an individual, where we have children, we're just a couple, whatever it is, having the right insurance, the right amount of insurance to fit in your financial picture and what you're spending, it's so important. And then the thing about insurance, you're anticipating, oh, what if something happens? How are we able to manage an event that will need insurance? So it's as we want to grow our financial well-being and our portfolios, all of us, whatever the complexion we are, insurance, sometimes people forget how big a part that plays, but reaching out to Stewart Insurance is very easy, and you help people in the insurance or real estate brokers and individuals all day long.
Absolutely. And the other thing that the real estate brokers can do and the realtors can do to, make sure that they're ready for 2024 is, make sure that you're up to speed on your continuing education and make sure that you're continuing to learn and provide, be able to provide different support mechanisms for your clients. And one of the ways we can help with that is through the CE classes that we have here at Stewart Insurance that we offer to realtors and real estate brokers throughout the state of Texas that provide them, additional nuggets of knowledge that allows them to do their jobs better and also support their clients better so that they can be more successful, as a real estate professional.
Well, John, what else should people know as we wind up November, get ready for December, and move forward?
Well, a couple of things, Bill. One, if you do have an interest in learning more about our continuing education classes, we have one called Real Estate Liability, Reduce Your Risk and Protect Your License. It's a 3-hour class. We look at the different risks that are out there for real estate professionals, ways that you can, and then how you can offset them. Property Insurance Essentials for Real Estate Professionals. Look at how insurance companies view residential property depending upon its use. That's a 2-hour class. And then the Two Sides of Water, which is also a 2-hour class. We look at flood insurance and home insurance, what types of water damage is covered by a flood policy and what types of water damage is covered by a home policy. We'll teach those classes throughout the year through Stewart Title offices. We can come out to your brokerage location and teach, or we'll have classes every month through the Houston Association of Realtors, and you can find that schedule at har.com/education. So if you'd like to be properly insured, whether you're an individual or a family, a business, or if you'd like to take advantage of the continuing education classes, we'd love to be able to help you out. And you can reach us at 866-798-2827. That's 866-798-2827. You can learn more about Stewart Insurance at stewartinsurance.com, and you can email us, stewartinsurance@stewart.com.
John, thank you so much. Once again, the number is
866-798-2827.
John Bramlett with Stewart Insurance. Thank you, John.
Thank you, Bill. Always a pleasure.
Well, as we wind up the show, everybody's back. Here he is, Chad Hedrick, Gold to Sold Group. Chad, here we are winding up the show. What else do you want people to know about what's going on with your company or anything else?
Well, just first of all, 2024 is the year to relight that fire. I'm just like super excited right now because I lost it. It's coming back. My 2024 already started last week. I'm super, super pumped. I encourage all of you to do the same. I'm really excited about this year. I just recorded my first podcast. It's called The Gold Standard Agent. We've got some incredible speakers that are friends of mine from all over the world that are going to be able to inspire agents to be able to really be mentally healthy from a mental perspective, understand the discipline that's involved to be incredible at what you do. And this isn't just real estate related. We've even got somebody who's one of the gurus in health all across the world. I mean, this guy, I can't say any names right now, but absolutely incredible to be able to inspire people and use the network that I have to make a difference. So Gold Standard Agent is going to be awesome. So that's going on. And then also, I'm just building my team. I'm building a team of winners. I'm building a team that I can encourage, that I can challenge, and that I can help them build a business and impact their family. So Gold to Sold Group's out there. We're a part of eXp Realty, and couldn't be happier. My life has changed in the past 8 months since moving to eXp, and I have just a big hunger for helping people. So if that's you and you're looking on the other side of the fence right now, you can call me, and love to be able to visit with you and understand your challenges.
And the number is?
281-832-1033.
Again?
281-832-1033.
And if they want to hear the podcast, where will they find that? On your website, there's a link or something?
Yeah, the podcast is going to be announced here soon. We haven't officially launched it yet or determined what the strategy will be with that, but we're going to start off on my YouTube channel and move from there. But it'll be heavily publicized. We've got some guests like Apollo Ono, which is one of the most successful Winter Olympic athletes of all time. And then I've got the number one guy at eXp was my first guest. His name's Brent Gove. The business model at eXp is making him almost $2 million a month right now. And it's just incredible the passion these people have for what they do, and that's what it's all about.
Sounds good, Chad. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Here she is, Joni Caskey, Caskey Realty. Joni, with the key. She has her key. She takes care of it, residential, commercial. Joni, here we are, closing the show down. What else do you want people to know at the end of this Thanksgiving weekend? You know, it's a great time, isn't it?
Yes, it is. We're a growing brokerage. We're here to help you. Bring us your needs and your problems and your real estate that you can't get sold, and we're here to figure out a way to get it sold for you. We handle residential and commercial and some of the area's most complicated deals, and we're able to get them sold. Caskey Realty, we're here to help you.
The number is?
281-636-1972. It's www.caskeyrealty.com.
And I think it's exciting and an inspiration, your appearance here today, to help people that need to be more centered when they have a tough challenge, to be able to be more measured like you, Joni. Mm-hmm. You've inspired me. I'm going to try to take what I've learned here today and put it into practice the rest of this year in 2024.
Well, thank you, Bill.
Thanks for your inspiration. Again, your number is?
281-636-1972, CaskeyRealty.com.
Tell the three girls I said, hey.
Oh, thank you.
They might be listening right now.
Yes.
You think?
Yeah, they might. Thank you for having me,
Thanks
Bill.
for being with us. Here he is, Scott Culbertson, CB&A Realtors. Well, Scott, as we wind things down, what else should we know?
Well, I'd like to take a moment to thank everybody. It's a thankful weekend.
It is
I would
indeed.
like to thank everybody for listening to the show with us. Bill, I'd like to thank you for having us. Awesome job. And thanks for our guy across the way running the board.
Will Melbourne.
Will
that
Melbourne
guy, yeah.
doing the job. And I'd like to also take a moment to thank all my clients out there. You're the reason why I continue to do what I do. You understand exactly what I am all about, and hopefully some of our listeners now understand that my key goal in life is to help people to live life to the fullest. I've got 3 different avenues to do it, as well as I'm there for you. It's a unique situation that I'm in to help people, both with their real estate agents with their education, and also with the new one with heavy on the technology for the voice-guided home. I'm just thankful to be here, and thank you.
Well, it's awesome. And thank you all for listening to Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title. I am your host, Bill Knapik, together with John Bramlett, all of us at Stewart Title and Stewart Insurance. We are thankful for you for listening. All these many shows, feel free to tell your friends about us, and you can always go to stewart.com/radio. That's stewart.com/radio, where you can see and hear all the shows in our show archive at stewart.com/radio. We'll see you next week. Thanks for listening, and thanks to all our guests. Super awesome all the way around. Until then.